I believe in interactive experiences, because when you're inside the work, you're inside your own rescue. So I'm going to give you some activities to do. Okay? This first activity is critical, and it saved my life. I was in a relationship where I was engaged to get married, and my fiance, unbeknownst to me, was dealing with a medical condition that caused him to have emotional spurts. I didn't know until we were in the same proximity. 5 months from our wedding, he choked me until I passed out. I share the story for the first time in the book, No Matter What. I changed his height a little bit, and I need to change it for legal purposes, but he was 6'9", 310 pounds, all muscle. And he choked me until I passed out, and then 4 or 5 days later, he picked me up and threw me 3 feet across the room. I tell people that getting up physically was relatively easy, a few bruises. But getting up spiritually and emotionally, that was hard. So in an effort to save my own life, while I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, I created some exercise for myself. I promise you, necessity and need is the mother of invention. I didn't stumble into self-work and self-development and human potential development because I was seeking this light, wonderful, beautiful life. I ran into it to save my own. So this exercise, the first exercise I'm giving you, was born out of my own personal need to give myself breath again. My son was 3, and I wanted he and I to enjoy life. And I didn't want my future to pay for my past. So this first exercise, it's in the book as well, and it's, I think, chapter 1 or 2, I'm not sure, and I explain it in a lot more detail, but it's called the mirror exercise, and it's getting in the mirror and being with you. I realized I spent so much time with other people, I wasn't with me. So I needed to have a conversation with me. And I would pretty much bet you need to have a conversation with yourself. You need to spend some time with you. You need to find out who shows up when you show up. Who's in the room. Who enters the room when you enter the room. Not your size, your style, not your label as a mom or your label as a businesswoman. Not that. But just truly from the core. So, there are 3 sentences. And I'm going to coach you to have 7 different endings to each sentence. So I want you to really work. I want you, they're called sentence stems, and I give you the first part and you finish the end. But you finish the end with 7 different answers. And I'm going to recommend you do this for several days, and I'll explain it in a moment. The first sentence is, I'm proud that you. So you say your name as if you're talking to yourself. So I would look in the mirror and say, Lisa, I'm proud that you. And this is some of the things I actually said the first month that I did the exercise. I want to give you some examples. Lisa, I'm proud that you had the courage to get out of that abusive relationship. Now, let me do a caveat. When you complete the sentence, I want you to go back 2 days, and I want you to go back 20 years. Because there are things 20 years ago you still need to deal with. You still need to acknowledge, celebrate, honor, release yourself of. So I want you to go back 20 years, and I want you to go back 2 days. I want you to go back 2 hours. But I don't just want you to stay in the present. I want you to go back. So it sounded like this. Lisa, I'm proud that you got out of that abusive relationship. I'm proud that you recognized in your 20s that you were engaging in just unhealthy behaviors, looking for relationships. I'm proud that you had the courage to get out of South Central Los Angeles. Lisa, I'm proud that you just won't quit. I'm proud that you're in the mirror right now, still working to get back up. I'm proud that you took care of your body while you were pregnant with Jelani. I'm proud that you recognize that you need to deal with your weight. So, what can you celebrate yourself for? We spend so much time trying to minimize our manage, not wanting to seem like we're conceited or self-indulgent, that somewhere along the lines we stop acknowledging ourselves at all. When people acknowledge us, we dismiss it. No, 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 no. When Marci was acknowledging me, I felt uncomfortable. Constantly have to give myself permission to be that, to be okay being that. And so I think that you haven't celebrated yourself enough. You haven't thrown yourself enough parties. So I want you to complete the sentence, I'm proud that you. Go back as far as you can. What you did in 2nd grade, the test you got in 12th grade, completing college, or starting college and trying, or choosing to go your own path. Celebrate yourself. Getting out of that toxic relationship, getting into that healthy one. Whatever you need to celebrate yourself for, stop and celebrate you. As if you were your best friend. You know, we can cheerlead our best friend. Be your best friend in the mirror. And the second sentence. This one is going to rock your world a bit. I guess you're saying the first one rocked my world, right? This one is the most necessary one. It has the most healing in it. And it's the one that when you start to speak, it kind of gets stuck right there in your throat. I've been doing this now for about 15 years. I still do it. And it still kind of gets stuck there. It comes out pretty easy for me, but it's still kind of, I feel the speed bump. And this is the sentence that allows you to cut the shackles to shame, blame, guilt, and regret. Because those shackles are holding you and keeping you attached to your past and keeping you right out of reach from that life that you love. So let's cut them. The second sentence is, Lisa, when you say your name, I forgive you for. Marci, man, and you go back 2 hours, 2 days, and 20 years. And imagine how rich that looks. It looks like this. And this is what I said those first 30 days. Lisa, I forgive you for being so lonely that you lowered your integrity bar and got into a relationship that you felt in your gut wasn't right. Lisa, I forgive you for staying when it was confirmed that it wasn't right because you felt too ashamed to get out of it after you've already announced you were getting married. Lisa, I forgive you for, and now I can say it with a straight face, but please know that when you get to this part, this is probably about the crocodile tear time, the ugly cry, where everything is running from everywhere cry. I mean, I could barely understand. I was barely audible, but I kept going. And through my tears, I said, I forgive you for endangering yourself and endangering your 3-year-old son. Lisa, I forgive you for having a lot of sex looking for a little love because you thought the room called love had to be entered through the door called sex. I forgive you for that. Oh man, I was cutting my own shackles. I was being my own rescue. You get to be your own rescue. And I could feel myself breathing just a little bit though, because I'm crying. It's ugly, but it's beautiful and it's delicious. I forgive you for not asking for help, thinking that you have to have all the answers. So whatever you need to forgive yourself for, just you, between you and you, be that. So the sentence is, I forgive you for, say your name, and I forgive you for 7 different answers. I want you to give me a minimum of 7 different answers. But you may look up and you're at number 12 because you're on the roll. It's flooding out, and don't you stop it. And don't you dare try to count. Oh, I think I'm at 7. No. If you don't stop until you feel like like I did, run out of gas. And then the final sentence is the declaration. We have a tendency to make commitments to each other. I'll make a commitment to you and I'll show up for you. I was running out my house to make sure I was here on time. We have a tendency to show up for other people more than we'll show up for ourselves. That's why we hire trainers. I hire trainers. I still have a trainer in my life. Not because I don't know how to do a sit-up. Because I know if he says 9:15, I'm going to be there at 9:15. I'm going to show up because I don't want to let him down. What is that about? What is it about where I will show up for you before I'll show up for myself? So this final sentence is a sentence that makes a declaration to you. First, It's going back to that cup and that saucer. Fill up your cup, your tank first. So the final sentence is, say your name. Lisa, I commit to you that. I commit to you that. And for me, it looked like this. Lisa, I commit to you that I will be a stand for you. I will fight, love, forgive. I'll do everything for you so that you're in the healthiest place possible. Lisa, I commit to you to say yes only when it feels good and say no when it's necessary. Lisa, I commit to you to keep living no matter what. To not allow this horrible, toxic experience that we just went through to stop you, to stop your dreams. I commit to you that I'm going to be your first cheerleader. You'll never have to go to anybody else to love you more than I love you. Like I'm talking to my best friend. Man, you know when you're trying to convince your friend, you're like putting it all in.
Yeah.
I just have to become my best friend. So the last sentence is, I commit to you that. So you have, I'm proud that you, I forgive you for, and I commit to you that. 7 different endings, a minimum, and I want you to do it for 28 days. 28 days. 15 minutes in the morning. 15 minutes. You'll start feeling, you'll walk out your door in the morning full because you've given yourself, you've honored you, you've cut the shackles, and you've committed to yourself before you begin to serve anyone else in the world.